Hey everybody, Todd Levine here, founder of Agape Pastoral Services. I'm going to do a quick book review with you today. The book is titled It Starts With You. Subtitle reads The Secret to a Passionate Marriage and Peaceful Home, even if your spouse doesn't want change. Don't let that book title scare you off into thinking this is only for couples whose marriages are messed up and going sideways. Couldn't be further from the truth. I gleaned some valuable things out of it. I'll be recommending this book to my pre-married and my married couples. But before I get into the actual review, I want to share with you real quickly the winner of our free book giveaway this month is Jasmine Otten. Jasmine, thank you for registering. Thank you to everybody who registered for a chance to win. Jasmine, if you're watching this, I'll get that book out to you as quickly as possible. And thanks again, everybody, for registering. So back to the review. It was a good read. It was a good book. I've put a link to it below in the more information section. I would highly encourage everybody to pick it up. It's a short read, 149 pages, big font, reads very conversationally, not technically. So it was easy to read, fun to read. The author, Chris Parsons, uses a lot of great illustrations. He did what I've heard called putting flesh and blood to the rose of black print. You know, he brought it to life. He made it in a way that was very reader friendly. And I'm not a big reader. Reading comes hard to me, as it does for a lot of men. But I found myself just devouring this. I think all I got into this was 90 minutes, and I was done. And it was a good quick read. The other cool thing about the book that I want to point out is it puts throughout different parts of it this self-rating section. And so it's going to ask you to rate yourself on a scale and to put a number in that blank space on the question. And then you're going to total it up. And then your total score is going to put you into a bucket or a category that will give you additional insight, additional thoughts into where you might be at with your marriage and give you some sense of direction to go. So that was a pretty cool thing as well. The way I think I'm going to break this down for you guys is, I read books electronically and I'm able to highlight them, and then I'm able to go back and look at all of the bullet point notes that I've taken for what spoke to me as I was reading that book. I picked 4 bullet points that I wanted to share with you real quickly. Bullet point number 1, you are capable and responsible to start creating the change in your marriage that you want. I love that. You are capable and you are responsible to take ownership of the changes that you want. If you want to see changes, it starts with you to make those changes. Point number 2, it says blame points the finger, responsibility raises the hand to say, I see problems. I want things to be different. I'm going to start creating that change myself. I love that. Blame points. You can't point the finger at your spouse. It needs to be turned the other direction and pointed at yourself. And you need to take responsibility for where your marriage is at and start owning what you need to own. Point number 3 says your marriage is a mirror. To fix your marriage, you must first fix yourself. If you look at yourself in the mirror and don't like what you see, there isn't a problem with the mirror. It's showing us a reflection of ourselves, and we cannot change the reflection without changing ourselves. So it's this idea that if what I see in the mirror isn't appealing, I have to change the appearance. I have to change what the mirror is picking up. And it's the same way in our marriage relationship. If I don't like the condition of my marriage, if I don't like what I'm seeing in my marriage, I've got to begin to change it, and that change starts with me. The 4th bullet point I'll share quickly is this. It says you cannot change the external results in your life or marriage without changing the internal programming that created the results. In other words, if I want different results in my marriage, I have to change what is inside of me. I have to change what what predetermined flesh patterns, ways of living, whatever you want to call them. I have to begin to change those things if I expect change to actually occur in my marriage. There's a lot behind that. There's a lot to say about that. I don't want to belabor it, but read the book. Pick up a copy of the book. It's a great book. So all in all, fantastic book. I would recommend everybody picking up a copy of this book and maybe reading it individually in your marriage, and then coming together and talking about it, discussing what you're learning, what you're seeing, how does it apply to your marriage. Now, if you've got a spouse that just flatly says, nope, not reading it, not interested, then you need to default to this bottom line here. Even if your spouse doesn't want to change, you can make changes that may result in your spouse eventually coming around and changing themselves. And so look below in the more information section for a link to the book. You'll also find links to my website. If you want to learn more about my ministry and my counseling, you can set up a free discovery call to learn more. Lots of other stuff there that you can take a look at. So thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you enjoy this book. Have a great day.